How's it going, everyone? My name is Dan and this is DTM Design. Welcome to another build video. Today we're going to be putting together an acrylic dinosaur skeleton.
It's pronounced skeleton. Skeleton. I don't know what the hell I was saying.
Now, I found these files online and I laser cut them, as you'll see in this video, and we put it all together. Now, this is a commission for a coworker of mine, so that's why I'm doing this. It's a little different than the builds I usually do, but if you don't like this one, you can definitely go check out a bunch of other build videos I have on my channel. And if you can even leave a like, comment, or subscribe on one of them, I'd really appreciate it. Now let's get right into this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
All right, everybody, so to start this off camera, I went ahead and downloaded a Dinosaur file and then also started laser cutting all the pieces for this dino build. I used a 1/8 inch piece of acrylic, 3 millimeters if you want to use that measurement way. And so yeah, pretty much just started going ahead and laser cutting these out. Now, I was doing this commissioned as a piece from a coworker, so he wanted this made. This is not something I'd usually make, I guess you'd say. It's not like my style in a way, but I did have a lot of fun putting this together nonetheless. Just the only thing I didn't like is like this is acrylic and it's really hard to work with acrylic, gluing it together and whatnot. And not to mention that the instructions for this dinosaur were terrible. There was like one angle for every photo, so I really had to figure it out. There was no markings for where the ribs went. So that was kind of confusing, so I had to play with those and figure out, what order those went in, and slowly putting it together. Now, like I was saying, with acrylic, gluing it together, super glue, you can possibly fog up the finish, and it doesn't look good at all on the acrylic. You can use this weld-on that I'm using right here, which kind of like melts and bonds the acrylic, doesn't leave a foggy residue like that, but it isn't as instant as super glue, so you do have to hold it there a while. You have to hold the piece and brush it into the crack, and then it's not, sometimes it's strong, sometimes it's not strong. It depends how well you get it in there, and if you do it too much, it kind of fucks up the surface of the acrylic in its own way by just melting it. So it's not the best glue, but so it was a tedious process getting to the point where I'm at right now, where all these ribs are glued in and stuff. And the thing is, looking at the instructions, they have it so it's like, oh, you can snap together, but all the slots and holes are a lot bigger or wider than like the acrylic that you're using, even though I'm using the right size acrylic that they use as well. And then going ahead and looking at their photos they had, they just glued it all together. They didn't have these little slots and holes for all the pieces to click together. So I'm guessing they kind of just made those as an afterthought for other people and glued together their one model that was just solid pieces. So that's why I think none of the holes actually fit. But I made do, and they still glued together decently enough. It was just a little tricky. Now here, as you've been watching, I made a base out of walnut and just gave it a quick stain. The one on the website is made completely out of wood, nothing like fancy. So this acrylic and stuff is definitely a different than what they designed the material around as well. Now, using some hot glue and my right angle, I want to make sure the legs were nice and straight on this model, so it wasn't swaying to one side or whatever. The hot glue didn't really work that well. It was holding it, but it didn't seem firm enough to keep it up. But it did kind of close up that hole a little bit since it was too big. So I put some super glue in there and then used some accelerator, which I then wiped off. This way, it was kind of just a little more firmly in there, and then just sliding this other one, you can kind of see how the size is a little different width-wise for the slot than the piece itself. It would have been really nice if this thing actually like clicked together like a puzzle, like it kind of looks like on the website I found it on. So that was the only thing. It was just really annoying trying to glue all these pieces together, and it was a real challenge just because I didn't want to mess up the surface, and this is a commissioned piece, so it has to be kind of perfect. They're paying for this to be made. And so I just had to hold it to a really high standard. And then so the accelerator and super glue ended up being the best way. A little dab of super glue and getting the accelerator in there as quick as I could so it didn't fog up the acrylic. Just gave me a quick dry time and whatnot. I did have a lot of trouble kind of getting the head there. There's really front heavy, this whole dinosaur. So I did end up putting a metal rod underneath its chest to the base, and then just painted that black before I put it in. That way, to give it some more support, you can see it right there. And then I also got some felt and cut that out. So this is the end of the dinosaur build. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and check out these cool detailed shots.
Alright guys, that was the Dino build. I hope you guys had a lot of fun following me along while I put that together. I did have some issues with the instructions and the acrylic, and if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you. If you could just do one more thing, maybe leave a like, comment, or subscribe, I'd appreciate you even more. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.